Thank you, bunch of winners, to the Manchester United career mode. And guys, look at this, a three-way tie at the top. United, Spurs, and Chelsea all at 47 points with Manchester City just lurking. It is going to be an absolute dogfight to see who wins the league this season. Oh my freaking goodness. And guys, we are in the January transfer window. In the last episode, I asked you guys, who should I be bringing in? Who am I going to bring in? I even asked you guys to vote. And now, get hype, because I am about to do something that I am fairly confident has never before been seen on the likes of YouTube, FIFA 16 career modes, and that is I'm going to be bringing on two other fellow career mode YouTubers to discuss your top 3 choices, as well as give me a little input on maybe a couple of other targets that we can go ahead and bring in that has never before been done. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Here is Guardy FIFA and iGaming in HD. Alright guys, today I am joined by my two 5-star scouts. It is Guardy FIFA of the Guardy FIFA channel and iGaming in HD of the iGaming in HD channel. Both of them run absolutely magnificent career modes. Go ahead, check them out. Links in the description down below, or if you would like, go ahead, click on their faces. They're beautiful faces, and there'll be annotations that will take you right to their channel. Now, I have brought these two lovely men in to discuss possible transfer targets, and we're gonna take a look at right now on the screen. Our top 3 vote getters were, of course, Paul Pogba coming in with 89 votes, David Alaba coming in with 54 votes, and Aymeric Laporte coming in with 49. I must preface this by saying we are going to be losing Raja, Nangaland, and Rafael Varane in this transfer window, so those are probably going to be the 2 top spots that we're going to be gunning for. What are your thoughts on Paul Pogba, though?
I think Paul Pogba coming back to Manchester United, I think that's a fantastic move for Paul. This team is super competitive. You got some of the best players in the world in the best positions, and I feel Pogba is one of the best players in his position. So I think it only makes sense for him to return and prove to Manchester United, prove to Sir Alex Ferguson that he could have done it at Manchester United. And I don't think you can get a better option at central midfield, if I'm honest, especially with Raja Nainggolan going out. It's 2 like-for-like players, very rounded stats, very good in all areas. And I feel like Pogba just replaces that hole really well, in my opinion.
And iGaming in HD, how do you feel about Paul? All right, Tim. All right, Tim, and how do you feel about Paul Pogba?
A world-class player, of course. He carried his Juve side to a Champions League final before, and I think it's about time he went back to where he came from to prove the doubters and the haters wrong.
We're all in agreement. It's a no-brainer. We're bringing Pogba back.
Yeah,
absolutely,
100%.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna get on the call with his agent right now, if you want.
Yeah,
that's not a problem.
So
we're gonna get him here, and then wait. We're gonna have Paul on the other phone for a move here to Man United. You don't have a problem with going back there? Okay, that's
Why doesn't
awesome.
He just
I
talk
guess
with the agent and Paul at the same time?
Yeah, I can. This is skills, mate. We learned this. I'm not wearing the blazer for just show.
You know, they could both meet up at the same place and they could talk to Tim at the same time.
This is what a 5-star scout can do.
Okay, that's awesome news, Paul. Thank you.
Tim, I'm going to go to you first. How do you feel about Alaba? Do you think he would fit in the side? Do note that we already do have Luke Shaw in the left back position, though.
I think he's the best left back in the world right now, and if you have the financial power to get him, he would no doubt be an asset to your team and strengthen the side massively.
And Sam, do you have anything to add on about Alaba?
Yeah, if you're wanting to sign the best left back in the world, I don't think you have to look any further, but do you really want to, hinder Luke Shaw's growth by having Alaba ahead of him, or are you looking for someone to come in and maybe play behind Luke Shaw? It depends on what exactly you want to do, because Luke Shaw is still a young player, and I think to hinder his growth like that, it could maybe make him want to move away from Manchester United. So I'd just be careful as the quality of the left back that you're getting. I don't know whether you want someone better than Luke Shaw or someone that could play behind Luke Shaw.
However, it's not said that Alaba has to fill in the left back slot, because he can play in a lot of positions. So with that, that's an option you have. You can play him in CDM, you can play him in Cam, you can play him anywhere you want. He can be filling in the gaps, and Luke Shaw can get game time whenever you feel like he needs to. So
okay. Those are very good points, but if we don't bring in, or if we do bring in Alaba, and we're not going to be, because I very much do fancy Luke Shaw, and I want him to get playing time. If we were to bring in a secondary left back with maybe high potential as well to be an understudy to Luke Shaw, do either of you guys have any recommendations on that?
Someone that could play, I think, behind Luke Shaw is Jetro Willems. I'm a big fan of him. He's pretty similar to Luke Shaw going forward, and He's Dutch as well, and Manchester United do have history with Dutch players, and I think he fits the bill really well. I think he'd be happy to have a squad rotational role. I don't think he necessarily wants to be the starting man, and I think he could work his way into the team as well. So I think that if you want a backup, I think that's probably your best option, someone that could potentially challenge Shaw, but not necessarily be ahead of Shaw.
All right. And Tim, do you have anyone to suggest?
Well, my suggestion, like I talked about Alaba and his versatility, it's something I value a lot in players. I would say Mattia De Silio could be a good option for that left and right back slot. He's both left and right footed. I think he's got 4 or 5 star weak foot. I think it's down at 4 star, but he can be a fantastic player, and he's about the same rating as Luke Shaw, so choices need to be made. Whatever you feel like is the best for your team, De Silio can be a good rotational or backup left and right back. Versatility is always a good thing.
All right, that is 5-star scouts at their finest. Excellent suggestions, guys. We're going to move on to the third and final guy that we are going after right here, and that is Aymeric Laporte. Sam, you have expressed concern over Laporte. Please discuss why.
Honestly, I think that Aymeric Laporte has a bit of hype about him. I think maybe too much hype about him as being this world-class centre-back that's going to be the best in the world. I think there's a lot of great centre-backs in the La Liga, and players that aren't necessarily looked out. My favourite, as you know, is Jose Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. Jimenez is actually younger than Laporte, and they are destined to sort of hit the same heights. He's 6'1", so he's got a good build, and he's got great stats for a centre-back, all around just really, really good. And I would fight for this guy because I've used him before, I've had him before, and he's a very, very good player, very underrated. And when you think about La Liga centre-backs, a lot of the centre-backs get clouded by Varane and Laporte. And if you don't want to follow the hype, if you want to go for someone that maybe no one's really looking at, I think Jose Jimenez could surprise a lot of people and be a really, really good centre-back.
All right, and Tim, how do you feel about Laporte?
I agree with most what Sam said. The hype is there, but that's not necessarily the thing you need to look at. I'm looking at someone who fits the profile of a BPL centre-back. And however, I don't agree with Jose Jimenez. He's a bit of a... He's not the strongest brick centre-back you'll ever see, and I'm not sure if that's suited to the Premier League. My suggestion would be Kostas Manolas from Roma. He is literally a Greek wall. There is no one that can get past him. Maybe he's not so good on the ball, but it's about physique, it's about pace, it's about strength, and he's got it all. He's at a good age, he's hit his peak, he's around 25, 26 now, so he should be a good, underrated option to look at.
All right. But yeah, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Guardy FIFA. Thank you, iGaming and HC, for joining me once again. If you guys want to go ahead and check either of these guys out, both links are in the description down below, as well as click on both their beautiful faces right now. Thank you to those lovely career mode YouTubers. Not only are they phenomenal and know their stuff, they're just awesome lads. We talk almost pretty much every day, and they're just cool dudes. So go ahead, check them out. My lovely 5-star scouts have told me we've come to a consensus. Paul Pogba, no brainer. We all agree. Let's go ahead and try to bring him in. 40 million necessaries. Try to steal him away from PSG, where he has recently moved. Now, it was a little bit more debate on which center back we should take, and I'm still, after that debate, I'm still torn. So we're going to go in for all three. Yes, we're going in for Laporte, we're going in for Jimenez, and we're also going in for Manolas, and it's because each one of them kind of offer a little bit something different. Now, Jimenez is kind of that brick wall. Manolas, on the other hand, is very speedy, very agile, can kind of get around, and then Laporte is probably the best passer by far of the three. So it's kind of, you're choosing your pros and cons. All three of them are very phenomenal defenders, but what do you value most? Tell me in the comments down below, what do you value most in a defender? And we're gonna go ahead and put up a straw poll, put all three of those center backs up there, and you guys go ahead and vote. I want to know your guys' opinion. And speaking of interesting, guys, look at this. Roger Nogland is going nowhere, apparently, because transfer talks have broken down between West Ham. They could not agree to wages. West Ham didn't have that money. Apparently, they refused to sell him. So that is interesting right there. But Rafael Varane will be going the other way. He is sold to Barcelona. We're getting 51 in the kitty. Now, this is interesting now. No, we definitely lost the center back, so we're going to pick up one of these boys. But we're in the process of buying Pogba. But the reason why we were buying Pogba was because we were getting rid of Nogland. I thought we had sold him. So this is an interesting issue. It's a good issue to have personally, because I kind of love Nainggolan. So we're going to go ahead and see. It's a good problem to have, but right now we have a surplus of midfielders in this team. Now we're going up against West Ham in the league right here. Interesting moves, as you can see right here. Mostly the most notable ones is Martial and Depay starting ahead of Messi and Lewandowski. I'm trying something different. Martial, I just want to get a little bit more playtime. Lewandowski has been up and down, I would say, this first half of the season. I want to give Martial a little bit more play. Memphis is starting outside because I want to try a new tactic where I bring in Messi more as a closer. We're going to try to use Depay's, high stamina, high pace to go ahead, wear down that defensive right side, and then bring in Messi to just absolutely tear them apart and score a couple of easy goals on those tired fullback legs late in the game. As you can see right here, Fellaini starting for West Ham. I feel like Fellaini would actually be a rather good West Ham player. Of course, they also have the very dangerous Payet, as you can see for us. Most of the usual suspects, now that Varane is gone, John Stones and Chris Smalling will probably be our preferred center back pairing for the near future, maybe the eternal future. We will have to go ahead and see. Under Herrera, getting a little bit of speculative shot, and I'm going to be honest, that first half was a lot of hot garbage. I've been a little bit rusty playing FIFA, I must say, ever since getting back, and it showed in that first half. I needed a little bit of warm-up, but then in the second half right here, Rooney goes ahead, plays it inside a little bit, 1-2 to Memphis Depay, doesn't his defender, and that is too easy, skirting away, and the defender went way too easily to ground. Memphis goes ahead and powers it in with his left foot, and I believe that might be his first or maybe second goal that he has scored this season. He was instrumental. I mean, he kind of showed up in spurts in the first season, but here we go when we need him. This was more of a, oh my goodness, this is the ability that he can do. What an excellent close control turn right there. Martin Fellaini is just caught ball watching his former teammate just absolutely pile drive that left-footed. That is his weak foot, by the way, but he has a very nice weak foot, I must say. Powering it in the near post. OP, still alive at that type of situation. Now Payet, the instrument of our destruction possibly, goes ahead, plays it inside. Shaw just gets enough on it to provide on Herrera the opportunity to clear the danger. And with that, we're going to go ahead and bring in Memphis. We're taking out Memphis, bringing in Lionel Messi and Dele Alli, and look at that. Can we get something going right here? Ronaldo plays it over to Anthony Martial, who's going to go ahead and cover him, but he gets a step on his defender before he gets closed down. Powers it right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And what a shot. What an absolute fire banger from distance. And that is what he'd do to you. And that is why you could argue, in real life, yeah, Lewandowski is the better striker, but in game, just look at this right here. That pace and that agility to get away from that defender, I don't know if you can do that with Robert Lewandowski, and it just showed right there. Even late in the game, he has high enough stamina to go ahead and break away from that CDM, from that center back, and go ahead and just firecracker it into the side, then a crossbody OP. Obviously, I think Lewandowski can do pretty much the same when shooting, but could he get into that type of position late in a game? Debatable, very debatable, but Martial showing me something. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Lionel Messi all too involved in that, but we do come away with the 2-point lead. Remember, we started this out all tied up at the top with two other teams of Chelsea and Spurs. Hopefully they can draw points and that could put us comfortably, at least get us a little bit of cushion at the top. West Ham played very well. They had 55% possession, 3 shots on target and 6 shots total. But we come away, they could not get anything past David De Gea. As you can see right there, Adnan Januzaj getting up to a 79. I have not forgotten about him. We will play him. Do have no worries, He is in the future plans of this team. And speaking of good young prospects that used to be on Manchester United, we have agreed to terms. Now we have to come to contract agreements, and I'm thinking it's going to take a lot because Paul Pogba went away on kind of sour terms. But you know what heals a lot of wounds? $220,000 a week. Yeah, I'd take that apology. I would take that apology. You would take that apology. Now, as you can see right here, coming in fast and furious, Laporte and Jimenez both have had contract offers accepted, but I'm going to hold off right now. As I said before, I'm going to hold off, see if we can get Pogba in first. He is priority number uno, and if we still have the funds left over, we'll take a look at Manolas, Jimenez, as well as Laporte. Now we're going into a Capital One match, and as you guys know, usually I was going to use the Capital One matches you know, mostly to display youth. And as you can see right here, that is not quite the case. We have Lewandowski, Adnan Januzaj is in there, but I mean, some of the big boys are also in there. Chris Smalling, John Stones are all in there. And the reason why Schweinsteiger also in there is because it is Jose Mourinho's ex-team Chelsea. I'm sorry, it's personal. I don't want to lose. I do not want to lose. Now, this will be the first leg of two for the Capital One, and it is going to be interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is the first time I've ever gotten this far in the Capital One Cup. I didn't even know you played two legs, because usually I don't care, but we've been kicking ass with the youngsters, and we're gonna go ahead and display a nice mixture of both right here. Of course, some big names are also in there, but Angel Correa and Adnan Januzaj getting rare starts at the left and right wing respectively, and the big debut of Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's actually going to go ahead and get a start and goal. Hopefully can hold on. Only 70 rated, but hopefully our strong defense ahead of him. We do have Chris Smalling and John Stones in front of him, but it would be Chelsea on the first attack and the first test of Donnarumma. Not able to carry it in, but able to deflect it just enough to get a hand on. And another nice little save right there from Donnarumma. Very promising from him now. Lewandowski working up to Yusuf Erdogan, who works it back to Dele Alli, and Coach Paul is world class, goes ahead and saves that out of the danger. Now Lewandowski going ahead, seeing it across to Erdogan, cuts inside, cuts back, and it's taken out. Is it a penalty? It is! And Ivanovic, a poorly timed tackle right there, careless, and yes, he was indeed inside of the box when he clipped the ankle of Yusuf Erdogan. And Robert Lewandowski, the big number 9 for Manchester, steps up, powers it. Courtois guesses the right way, but he cannot get high enough, and there we go. Polish power! Get him with a Polish penalty right there. And we strike first blood in this match. And there I am. Oh, it's a domestic cup. Now, it is a domestic cup tournament, so I don't think away goals actually really matter in the Capital One Cup. I know for sure they don't matter in the FA Cup, but don't quote me on that right here. So not all that great, but could we get a second? Adnan Januzaj does well to go ahead and work into a danger area, but Lewandowski could not find the finish, not clinical enough. Dele Alli from distance this time, testing Courtois, but it probably looked like he had it covered in the edge of the 45th minute. Look at Lewandowski, absolutely destroys his defender, grabs onto it. It is 1-on-1. You have to finish, put the game to bed. And Courtois just gets enough and absolutely rinses a golden opportunity to go 2-0 up on the verge of halftime. And that are two costly misses by Robert Lewandowski in this Capital One match. Can't be too happy with him, and if you don't put away your chances, this is what happens to you. Ivanovic making up for his mistake, giving away a penalty, but he earns a goal back right here. As you can see, right, just careless, sloppy defending. We cannot clear our lines. It's put into a dangerous spot, and Ivanovic hits it first time. Donnarumma maybe could have done a little better. I could argue probably De Gea gets to that, but I can't put too much on the youngster right there. And as you can see right here, now it would be Chelsea once again in the 60th minute. Mikel does well to hold onto the ball. Oscar playing it over to Diego Costa, who plays it to Modric, and a speculative long shot goes in again. And the debut for Donnarumma is marred by two questionable goals. You could argue on both of them that maybe he could have done a little bit better, maybe could have positioned himself a little bit better, but with that, down 2-1, we're bringing in the big boys. We're bringing in Lionel Messi. We're bringing in Rashford. We're gonna see if we can tie it up and get a little bit going right here. But can we come back? Can we come back on this team, ladies and or gentlemen? Now, as you can see right here, Diego Costa onto the ball, but Chris Smalling staying strong, wins it back. Dele Alli plays it to fosu-mensah, who plays Rashford in on goal. Can he find the shot? Bounces over the post. Fosu-mensah grabs onto it and is able to put back in the rebound. And a little bit of 1-2 magic from the two rookies of Manchester United. It had to be them. You think when you sub in the likes of fosu-mensah, Rashford, and Messi, that Messi's going to be the one to go ahead and bring your team back. But it is the youngsters here. Once again, the youth movement of Manchester United coming through in spades. Pretty much Rashford getting a Colin backboard pinger assist off of the post and right into the mouth of fosu-mensah. Fosu-mensah's finishing is absolutely atrocious, but he doesn't panic. He doesn't whiff it. He does just enough to go ahead and powder that in and salvage a 2-2 draw for us up against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge right there. And as you can see, very close match, tied 50-50%. We had 7 shots on target while they had 5 to their 6 shots, and we had 9, 2 goals apiece. We're going to play them again in 3 days. Oh my days, oh my days. I do not remember the last time that I've been that pumped to play a Capital One match, I must say. But there we go, get absolutely amped, ladies and gentlemen, because in this January window, we are bringing back one of the prodigal sons, the one that got away, the one, we are restoring the sins of our previous managers. Paul Pogba is now back at Manchester. Oh my goodness. And with that, we have plenty of funds right here to go ahead and bring in the likes of Aymeric Laporte, of Jose Jimenez, and probably Manolas if we'd like. As you can see, we still have 50 million left in transfer budget, as well as 470 left in the wages. I think we can actually do a couple more. I think we should spend a little bit more, but let's go ahead and look at our prize signing of this transfer window. The gem that might complete and take this team over the top. The man who could possibly bring us a treble to Manchester right there. And that is his lost son has returned home. Look at these stats. Words cannot express, guys. He's one of the best center mids in the game, if not the best center mid in the game. The short passing, the slide tackling, the actual tackling, the volleys, the long shots. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, 6'3", 23 years of age, and all the potential, strength and distance shooter specialities, long shot taker traits. I'm in love. I'm sad you ever left, Paul Pogba, but I'm glad that you are back in Manchester Red. Another comment, leave it in the comments down below as well. What number should we give him? Should we give him the 6, or should we give him an old school 42? I'm kind of feeling the 42 myself, so I'm going to put that in as of right now, and also give Donnarumma his 99, which he had over at AC Milan right there. But with that, I'm pretty much going to leave it to you guys. That is going to be it for this episode. Hopefully you did enjoy. Tell me in the comments below, did you like me bringing in other career mode YouTubers to kind of get their input on these transfers? We're experimenting a lot. We're trying to bring new stuff to you, we're kind of freshening up career mode, bringing new content. So if you guys did enjoy, or if you didn't enjoy, that's almost as important. Go ahead, leave your input down below, and if you guys did enjoy, I can possibly bring them back or bring a couple of new faces in for the next episode and in future transfer windows. Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear your input. My name's B-Minus. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Remember, stay yourself, stay humble, and be weird.